Oh, hey, welcome back to the show. I'm Tanya, the host of Janda Becanda podcast. And if you've been following us, you know this is the channel dedicated for all things related to widows and divorcees, all things related to mental health, personal development, single motherhood, female entrepreneurship, and financial independence. The big question I often get from others on this show is how to thrive after the death of a spouse. And for this special episode, I have a dear and longtime friend, Sandra Morris, whose husband Mike passed away prematurely 2 years ago. And since then, Sandra and her two young children have moved on gracefully. I'd like to share her experience and her story as an inspiration to others on how to regroup their lives after the death of a spouse. Please welcome Sandra Morris.
First, let me introduce my friend, Sandra Morris. We started about this around the same time, and then you quit AFX before me. I think you moved to Hong Kong before I moved out of AFP, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
What year was that? 2004? Around that. Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
you you quit AFX at 2004? No, you moved out of Jakarta
Yeah.
earlier
Oh,
than
no,
that.
2000. Sorry. No, sorry. Yeah, 2000. 2000.
Iya. Ngaco lu ah.
Yeah, and then 2000. Gimana sih? Everything is all mixed up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quit 2000,
Mhm.
and then afterwards, I joined Bloomberg from 2000. Yes. Oh my God, yes.
I really appreciate the experience I had in AFP because itu zamannya Soeharto lengser ke Prabon jadinya rame dan heboh.
Yeah.
Krismon pertama.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those years, it was interesting being there in Indramayu with all the, old system, old ways, but that's what makes it so fun and so memorable.
Absolutely. So Sandra's a mom of two kids and their ages are
They are, one is turning 12 in June and the other one is turning 6 in August.
okay, so we were kind of pregnant around the same time. You're trailing behind a little bit each time.
Yes.
Karena
Yes. Yeah.
kita diatur ini ya. Diatur ininya apa namanya? Jadwal kehamilannya di
Timing.
unfortunately yang ada kesamaan yang lainnya antara Sandra dan gue adalah kita ini berdua sama janda. Suami meninggal muda. Ya, untuk suami pertama.
Yes.
Sandra was happily married to one husband only. Jadi dia belum janda kuadrat kayak gue, enggak. Suaminya satu dan guys, ini benar-benar yang fairy tale, yang benar truly love story between Sandra and your late husband.
The whole story began when I was working in Jakarta. So we met through work. He worked in Bloomberg too. And it
Oh, I
was,
see. Okay.
yeah, it's one of those, stories like love at work and all that.
I see. It's an office romance.
So
I had no idea.
it's now this romance. So we haven't met until, well, we met online, meaning that we met through work online because we haven't
Okay.
really met in person. So we've chatted, and from there, we start talking on the phone and all that. But
Mhm.
it's almost 6 months or so. We haven't really met each other. I mean, he's in the States and I
Oh,
was
I
in Jakarta.
see.
So, it was close to impossible at that time. I was like, yeah, right. It's like, US, Jakarta, yeah, never going to happen. So we'll see. So he got assigned to Australia and he moved to Australia for 6 months.
Mhm.
So closer.
Mendekati ya udah ya.
And yeah, getting closer. And then afterwards, when he went back, I think that was around when SAR happened. The what you call it? Bird flu, right?
Yeah.
SAR.
Yeah, the first
And then
epidemic that
afterwards,
the whole world didn't shut down
yes, the
for,
first
but
epidemic. Exactly. The first epidemic
unbelievable.
that kind of semi kind of halt, but not totally like now, I guess.
Yeah.
was, and then so we thought, okay, we got to do something. Maybe we should find a city that we can be together, live together, and meaning live in the same time zone, same city, and all that. So he found a job in Hong Kong, and I applied for a job in Hong Kong, and that's how it all began.
Mm.
So
Your husband passed away suddenly in the house. Like you said that you were having
no,
breakfast, or
he passed in the hospital. I guess there's some relief that he actually passed in the hospital, not at home. Otherwise, it would have been even worse. He passed away from heart attack, and I didn't even know that he
Mm,
was having heart attack symptoms because he
I
it
see.
was it was so sudden.
Before he passed, you were still working, or you had already given up your job?
So because at that time both of us were commuting to New York, so we always have to rely on nannies and babysitter for the kids. So that was our decision why I stopped working. And then, yeah, that was in 2017, and my husband passed in 2019. So that was not part of the plan, and you know, it was just unplanned. And if I knew, I wouldn't stop working. But I guess
Mm.
that's how things works.
Well, yeah. So when Joel passed away, my late husband passed, whom you knew, my late husband, I also had just stopped my work to raise Paloma at that time. So it is nerve wracking because both of us, we had just given up our work like about a year or two before that happens. But it seems like, when I knew that you were gonna be okay, son, karena kita lagi wa-waan kan waktu pas
Yeah.
shortly after your husband passed away. Udah gitu nih lu bilang sama gue, sorry ya gue jawabnya lamban nih karena gue lagi ngerjain Excel spreadsheet yang untuk finances gue, shared finances gue sama suami," lu bilang.
Oh
Um,
my God, you remember?
the well, this is the defining moment of how I felt safe for you. Karena lu bilang, kita nih ada, details financial dan gue lagi review nih, lagi untuk make sure, gue ada semua datanya. And then I felt, okay, she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be just fine because I knew you to be an organized person, very systematic. And just because of you having something that even remotely looked like a plan in place, that you had a clue where to access the financial details. Banyak loh orang, San, yang nggak tahu sama sekali password untuk online banking. Kalau suaminya meninggal, ya, itu bisa nggak tahu apapun juga details gitu loh. Bank account nomornya berapa, mmm, apalah detail rumah,
If
gitu
you
loh.
have a bank account.
Itu udah nggak bisa, udah nggak ada ide sama sekali on how to take care of any of that. Tapi the fact that you even had, tapi ya lu emang anak-anak spreadsheet ya. That also was kind of the thing that that made me feel very, very like, okay, she's organized.
Most of the time since he passed, it's more about, okay, how can we keep everything as normal as possible? Which is not normal, but we're trying to make it as normal possible, which it was hard because, I think you were the one who told me this
Mhm.
when, you tried to, because Paloma was small as well when Joel passed. So, you keep that story alive
Yeah.
and all that so that she can remember. So I kind of it's until today we still do it. Like whenever they go to bed, they say, "Okay, well, love you, bye, miss you, miss Daddy."
Mm.
Like they say that, and every picture, everything that we see, we kind of tie it back and keeping all the memories intact so that they remember. But also things that we used to do, I can't drop it because I want to keep it normal. So,
Like?
okay, let's go. to the park, or
Okay.
well, we normally take vacation somewhere,
Hmm.
which brings me to that vacation. So he passed in June. I think it was July. We planned to go back to Indonesia at that
I
time
see.
in July, I
Hmm.
think, or August. So I was debating whether I should move forward to go back, or should I postpone that and wait for another year. But then I thought, okay, we're trying to keep things normal, so I'm going to do that. So put my jacket on, put my backpack on and all that, and put smiley face, and okay, let's go to Jakarta and we'll just move it, like do it. So keeping everything normal, it helps them and it helps
Hmm.
me as well. I mean, you still have that moment of, and like you said, it's normal, have that grief spike, or you break down in between, from little memory here and there, from little song, or some smell that you normally
Yeah.
smell around
Yeah.
him, or things like that. It happens, but I think the kids are used to it
Mm.
now, I guess. They're used to, now they're used to see me crying
Hmm.
mourning, so it's more normal for them
Hmm.
now seeing it, which is, I guess, in some ways normal, because, and it's okay to show it to them, because it shows that you know it
Yeah.
hurts as well.
Well, it's not only is it normal, but it's also good for them to see you mourn for their father that's no longer there. I mean, it's something that just doesn't go away overnight. And you're so right. Sometimes it could be a song, it could be a smell. I just found an old jacket that I bought on a trip when I was with Joel, and I got so happy and I got so excited that I found this old jacket again. Like, and just like I remember that trip. It's wonderful. It's sometimes it could be a spike of like a happy spike of a memory, and then the longer you go from the moment and like you're rebuilding your life, there will be more of the happier spikes than there will be of the sadder spikes. I think that just comes with time and with prayer and with like patience. Ya itu hanya obatnya cuman sabar. Om gue waktu itu datang bilang sama gue, Tania, cuman dua hal yang jangan lupa, sabar dan ikhlas. Kita kalau sebenarnya sabar dan ikhlas untuk menghadapi bahwa ya emang udah namanya umur ya, takdir kan. Kita mau ngomong apa? Nggak bisa dilawan. You're very brave for having gone through that and now being able to retell that story. And it's just so elegant the way that you've actually managed to move on with your children. And it's an amazing journey. I've witnessed that from afar. And what's a nightmare is this in this kind of scenario, you're so far from everyone. Your mom and your family's here. Yeah, kan? Um,
Yeah.
so
Well, I guess the good thing is my husband's family is in Philadelphia, which is about an hour away. So kayak Jakarta Bogor lah,
yeah,
gitu
still
ya.
not in same town.
Yes. And it's, I guess that was one of the thing that I was prepared when I moved to the US. It's like, that you won't have that family support. You won't have that,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
saudara yang bisa nolong and all that stuff. So you kind of prepare
yeah.
yourself from the beginning, even before he passed, that, you have to try to do things by yourself. And amazingly, I guess the way the US work, which I see more and more now, it's like you have all these moms working together, help each other.
Okay.
So it's so nice to know you have friends and neighbors here that are willing to pick your children when you can, or they do carpools, or I'll do carpools, or have play dates, and or yeah, just drop them here if you need to go somewhere and all that stuff. So they become your family.
Hmm. So they become
So
your social safety network in that sense,
yes.
and that's amazing. Dan lu kan juga orangnya supel dan luas, jadinya ya disayang banyak orang lah pasti ya. Wonderful. So You're doing amazing job being raising these kids. They look
Thank
amazing.
you.
Yeah, you're doing an amazing job.
I hope you enjoyed my interview with Sandra and learned from her experience. On this channel, we'd like to share aspirational stories of strong genders. And for those of you who want to learn on how to get organized for your estate planning, financial planning, and create the life that you truly want for yourself and your family, you can enroll on the Janda Becanda flagship course, Life by Design. Links down below on how to get to the website. And if you like the contents of this channel and you'd like to see more of it, please subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.